Hi guys, it's your girl Moja, and you know how I do it. Positive vibes, positive energy, and welcome to our season 2 of Up Close and Personal with La Moja. And today we have a living legend with us. We have none other than Mr. Benjy Myaz. It's an absolute pleasure to
Hey,
have you.
thank you, thank you, thank you.
I'm getting straight into it.
Yes.
All right. Time. I'm talking about time because it's my favorite all-time song that
Wow.
I listen to it all the time, right?
What do you like about it?
The melody, the words, the voice, how it sounds, everything. You understand? Time has gotten us through, you know, our heartbreaks and our good times and everything. It's a timely song. Sometimes we hear music and the reality is it will only have a little season and then it drops off and then something else, but not that song, right? And
Built to last.
correct.
Yes.
It's timeless. I'm hearing my children listening to your song.
Nice.
You understand? So how did that song come to be?
Well, we were just trying to find a song that would bring the message of love. And in a way, instead of doing three songs, one song would bring three meaning.
Mm-hmm.
It's just love for family, love for the creator, and love for that individual one-on-one connection and love song all in one. So it's half a reality song, it's a half a love song, it's a reassurance song, because the subject matter itself fits that whole order. So we were able to fuse the styles in one composition.
Now you're saying where we, right? Who is the we that you're speaking
You know,
about?
the production team and myself, the writer, I mean, I did it with Bobby Digital. The song was recorded with Bobby Digital, Digital B label from Kingston, Jamaica. So he was the producer on the track. But of course, we've always been able to contribute and add to. We are, that's how we work together. I've always been working with Bobby Digital.
So what's it like performing that particular song? Now I could be bold and generalize and say how it's like performing because I'm biased about this one song. What's it like
It's good.
performing that song and watching the reaction? So
It's good to see people singing the song, and now it's just admiration when you see people or hear people singing the song from an artist. It goes to show you the work and the reception of the work and the time that went into the work. So it's positive when I see people singing. It's good to stop singing and hold the microphone and then you hear the words coming from the audience. That's a powerful thing, which means, there's love and appreciation for such a song. So I'm very grateful for that. Yes. And the rhythm was a catchy rhythm. The rhythm is an old-time Studio One rhythm from the early days, the track. So with that pulsation, it was easy to compose the lyrics. It just fit right into a particular moment, you know. So for me, you know, it's just a song that I wanted everyone to sing, something that everybody could relate. That's really the reason why it was. And that rhythm was a kind of pulsating rhythm. So both elements came together nicely. So it was the right time to do time.
it's the right time to do time.
Yes, I would say that. Yes.
Let's go back. Have you always wanted to be a singer? Like you knew from the age of 3 that I was going to be a legendary singer. Did you know that, or when did that time come for you?
So being a musician, which I will declare, which most people don't know, I'm a musician. I'm a trained musician before I started to do my vocals. So being that you're in music on that level, I've always been able to compose, arrange, produce, write. So I'm always directing folks to do stuff, producing, directing the vocals. I'm always working from my house a youth in my father's church. We're always doing the music. So there's an experience with the music before. So the vocals was never the priority. I would have wanted to work with a singer or a band, but over time the elements didn't come together to stay with those institutions like a band or a group. It was more on your own. And I was playing bass for Toots and the Meters. I was turned with Jimmy Cliff as a bass player. And then I came to a crossroad. What do you do after this? So I started producing more, making my own studio, got my equipment, everything. So while writing, I would send stuff out, do the demos, and send them out. And the words that came back was, "You should sing your own song." Yeah, because I guess they say I mark hard, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which means when they come to sing, I'm coming down on them to do it certain way.
Yeah.
So people just say, "Yeah, you do that for yourself." So I was really, yeah. So really, that's what happened when I started to do my vocals. But I was always in the background with my vocals because I was also working with my sister who is a gospel singer.
Okay.
In Jamaica. She sang with the Grace Trillers. It's a gospel group. So we've always been working, producing. So the experience was there, so it was easy for me to produce my own self.
Right.
Because I was already doing the demos, so I was recording my vocals. But I wouldn't put the effort in to make it a recording because it was really just a demonstration, a demo. But now, after a while, I started to get serious with the vocals in 1996. Up until now, I started to. So my singing was not never a desirable thing.
Mm.
Yeah, I like the background. Yeah, I've always wanted to be a background person.
You want to be a background person, and your voice said, "Oh hell no!"
That's it.
You're coming straight to the forefront.
That's it.
And you're going to be the lead singer.
For myself, not for a band, not for a group, but for what I'm doing. And so my music is a deeper thing than just commercialization. Time might be very popular, but I have other songs that really have transitions from reggae, jazz, combination, compilation, collaboration. I have many of those songs which influence my sound because I'm a jazz student as well. Yeah.
All of these different, like you have so much skill and talent. You're a musician. You produce your own stuff. And I mean, and these are things that the general, the lay person would not have known had you not said it. No.
No. Because it's not. And then not saying my own story too. Mm-hmm. Sometimes we wait on people to speak of our story, but I think that's one of the reasons why I'm here today, that to bring my own story. So this part, this vibe, what we're doing, is why I'm here.
And I think this is important because on up close and personal, which is our show, we try to get up close and personal with the artists, right? And the reason for that is because a lot of us fans, we put you all on a pedestal. And I'm sometimes thinking that you all aren't human, right? So we see you all as, oh my God, and you all sometimes pay the price for that when you act very human.
Yes,
right?
Some elements of life.
Correct. And the thing is, when we get to know more of you, more about you, I should say.
We get closer to the person.
Correct. So we see you all now. We give you that human side. Yes. And we understand you from a human perspective now.
And most times you don't get artists sharing so much of their personality because there's always that buffer zone. But we always try to be genuine about what we're doing and be real and keep that realness with that connection with the audience. Because, we believe in that. We believe in knowing your artist and hearing your artist speak and know what the substance is all about. Because sometimes when you hear some artist speak, you don't want to hear their music anymore.
That is true.
It has happened.
Yeah.
And we would also like to know that when we speak, we are elevating what we do by sharing more of ourselves.
And that's the next thing, because we have young artists coming out now, right? And a lot of them think that it's just go in the studio, mix a massive song, and become a celebrity. And when they realize that there's a lot of people, there's a lot that goes into this, and it's a journey. It's not a one-time thing. They get despondent and they want to give up, and that kind of thing.
True.
Because they don't know no story.
Yeah.
So when you say you take older songs to do covers with, right? You're taking songs from beyond your time.
Yeah. Songs I came to appreciate and learn and perform them. So back in the days, in the hotel. I did the hotel strip in Jamaica, which is like I would relatively say something like a Las Vegas type strip.
Right.
Many hotels from Ocherius to Negram. So I worked in that industry for about 10 to 12 years, 6 nights per week. So we would do different sets. In a job is like 4 hours. So you do sets. So we did a dinner set when people dined and it was jazz and R&B. And we did a reggae set, we had a cabaret perform, and then we did a mixture of dance sets, disco, calypso, soca, funk, whatever, up into the midnight. So 11:30. We started 7:30, finished 11:30.
Wow.
So that itself took me through genres of music. Genres of music. So my appreciation is very wide. Because again, I studied classical music, I studied jazz, I did theory at school. I was given a scholarship to the Berklee College of Music in Boston. So that didn't last for long. Hurricane Gilbert came in 1988 and life changed for a lot of people. I was not able to leave the country after that because of finances. So I was registered orientation and then couldn't go to school. Right? So, but then I got a chance to move to Kingston from where I was born in Hanover, which is the west side. I'm in Kingston, which is more the eastern side. And so while there and touring, I think I got the whole thing came together like that's what I was supposed to be doing. Touring, learning, studying from the elders to get that hands-on experience. That's what I have now. So after years of not going to Berkeley, but ended up at Berkeley, 2004, and I was passing through the institution and just to see. And something came over me, convincing me that this was not your purpose. What you're doing in Jamaica is your purpose. Because I saw the mechanics of the school at work, the mechanics. So, but I'm trying to deal with more the organics. What you're feeling. Which is why I stopped playing classical music, to be honest, because you read the chart. Everything is written on the chart. And if you play one note outside of what's written, you're ridiculed by the conductor, which happens to be something I usually do. I play a note that was not there because I feel in that note, convinced that I should play it. And the teacher said, no, never do that. You play only what's on the manuscript.
Wow.
So I switched to jazz. I said, I saw jazz musicians having fun, looking happy, and they were exploring the music. I'm hearing things that beyond the chart. So I said, I want to do that. I want to go deeper. So I abandoned classical music for lifetime. I love classical music, but I think it's limited to improvisation and creativity.
Right.
Because you're playing what Mozart and Beethoven and Tchaikovsky and everybody wrote. And
you're playing their feeling.
That's it.
And that's not your feeling.
No.
And music is a vibe. It's a feeling. You're supposed to be able to play what comes from
Yes.
within.
And the school sometimes reinforce that. You don't really get to express you. So I'm happy I went out the box and went on my own, got the hands-on experience. I could actually be working in the studio by looking at the speakers and feeling something coming through the speakers, and the energy that comes, you don't get that when you study. You have to be doing it to know that when the cone is moving, what time it is. So when it goes out in the street, what happens on an 18-inch speaker? They could see that work in your studio. You know the edge, how far the breaking point is to push the frequency. So I'm also a scientist now with music.
But I know what you call it.
Yeah. So we go beyond music. We go into the sound of music. That's something I I'm really into, and I've been doing it.
And that's when you're passionate about it.
Yeah, man.
You can't just like it. You have to be passionate about it.
I'm about every note that goes down in the recording. I'm about every vibe. Everything must make sense for the 4 minutes. It's a story that you say in short space of time, so it must make sense.
And not just yours, but the legends, the more celebrity, status artists out there that we emulate. They want to be next.
Yeah.
Benjy Myaz. But they don't understand the
journey.
That we trod.
Of course. It can be elusive.
Correct.
And people have tendencies to like the glamour and the glitter and don't know the true applications. and dedication and the commitment that comes with it. But it's your choice. It's really like your choice of food or clothes. It's your choose. Nobody's forcing anybody to like anything. So I'm very grateful when people say that we love Benjy Myaz because I know my intricacies. I know I know my music is not one that you remember immediately, but it stays with you because the repetition of it, it pulsates in your mind. So you go back and listen. Because that's how I hear my stuff too. Because even when I write my own songs, I have to listen to them to learn them too. It don't hit you right like that sometimes. Some songs do that, some won't, some grow over time. So I've grown to appreciate my collection, my catalog. And some songs you write, you compose, and you lay it down. You're not thinking if it's going to be a number one or you're just making music. So when ones and ones react, the fans react, so you can have a sense of what they like. But I don't want to limit myself to more of the same songs like time and there's some other songs to be created. Because we could fall short by, you know, you're running with that method, that pattern that works for you. A lot of artists do that sound that works for you. We hear it in the industry. It's the same sound. Everybody's commercialized. Oh, we'll use that software. I'm not like that. I go for
outside of the box.
I always do that. I still use my instruments, my analog instruments, and play them. Yeah. We don't do too much sequencing. The computer is always a slave to us. It don't work for us unless we program it to work for us. It's working for most people who are into beats and dragging and copy paste and merge and consolidate, and that's the song. We play music, we play into the computers. We take time to do it, the play.
Old school.
That's it. I'm an old school musician. And so I apply that even in the modern times with the technology, still put a soul in the recording. You're not into computing like that.
And I think that is what sets you apart from the others. You're not like them, and you don't have a dream to be like them. You're a trendsetter.
We don't have to be ourselves, right? At some point, that reveal your true identity. So there's no need to start out being someone, then find yourself. Start out being yourself. Yeah.
So do you write some of your own songs that you write?
Yes. I write most of my own songs. Actually never, maybe I've written with 2 people, 3 people. Otherwise I'm writing for myself. But I do covers. I cover a lot of stuff. The older music. I think that's also a far-reaching way to capture those people who grew up with those songs and they probably disconnected over time. So you could reach them, you bring it back to them. My track, Love You Higher, Don't Ask My Neighbor, Shine On. I could just special occasion. I could name, not because I'm black, I'm thinking. Maybe 5, 6 of my hit songs. Probably not here in Trinidad, but covers. And that's brought me closer to the more mature audience who grew up with those songs.
Now, you mentioned something earlier. You said your father was a pastor. So you grew up in church. So what was it like transitioning from church and that type of music to what you sing now? Because let's be real. It's like godly music and then the world, because
Yes, that's how it came. I understand. I was thrown out, I was removed from the house.
Wow.
Yeah, because I started playing music just after high school. I started doing gigs, and going out later. My father would say, "You can't come in after me. You're not the man. You're not the man of the house."
Right.
So that provoked a lot of things. So it was best that I leave. I was never upset. I felt it was a good thing. And now I could stay later. Could stay outside. Yeah. so I never had a problem with that part.
I'm miscreant.
I wanted to play and stay out too. I wanted to go hear the next band down the road when I'm finished, but I used to have to hurry because my father was going to get
you.
Yes. And he didn't like when he's home and I'm not yet. I'm going to school, he always say that. Make sure you're home before me. Yeah, so that used to irritate him when I knock. He said, you don't have a key? You ain't no man. I said, man, the real man is in the house. So the real man shouldn't be coming in. The son shouldn't be coming in after the real man. Yeah. So message for the young man. You need to listen to your father. Get home early. Yeah, it's important. I think the father son I would tell him the same thing just for the fun of it. You have a key?
He's not a real man.
No. So but that was it. That was really, my mom was into music. My father wasn't really into music.
Right.
My mom was the singer, musician of the family. So, but he just didn't want me to be in the world. They call it the world.
Yeah.
And so the secular music was thing the church preached against. Back in the day, especially back in the 80s, 90s was, you see now we see gospel reggae artists. That never happened. The church would never ever let you in. You would be banned. You actually go to the back of the church and stay there, sit in that chair or the bench. You would be on the pulpit performing reggae on a Sunday morning. So I've seen the evolution, and I'm happy. We pay the price, but like I said, it never affect me. I never take it no way. I just felt like, okay, I'm free now. That's it. I can do what I want to do. So I could do what I wanted to do. So I was doing everything musically. I was just playing here, playing there, doing gigs until I did the Berkeley scholarship application. But then after that didn't go through, I went to Kingston, which I said was, and I've still been my best move. Bring me closer to myself to find my own voice. My voice developed in the studio. I was locked up in my own studio, working on my voice. Love You Higher, which is my first song. I don't know if you know that single, but time came way after. But Love You Higher was my first single I put out on air in Jamaica. And we had that song like 2-3 years mixed and mastered before it was released. Yeah, we're just listening, just to get acquainted. You're listening to your own sound because you don't even know your own sound. You put this thing down. I didn't want to hear it. My partner would be the one that turn it back up. I turn it down every time. I didn't want to hear it. So after a while, I started to accept it. It was in my car for a long time, kind of getting into it. And so that's really. And everybody say, you sound good. You don't confident with your voice. I say, yeah, I am. But you want to make sure you're recording. It's on a level when you're putting out. That is important. It's just a print for life. It's a painting. So it has to be done properly.
I could identify with that because I am a published author, right?
Yes.
And when you write your book, you sometimes set it down. Like I have a book down right now. The name of it is Just Supposing. And I've had it down for years. And again, my children will be like, Mommy, when you're publishing your book, when you're publishing your book. And it's never ready because every time you go and reread it, it's like,
Something
maybe I
is.
should change this,
Yes.
or I need to explain this more because somebody may not understand it. And that's how it goes because remember, after it's printed on black and white, that's it. You can't
done.
change it
Done.
after that.
Yeah, it's done.
That's it. That's what you'll be known for.
Right.
Your name is attached to this.
That's it.
You understand?
Even though it was recorded and mixed, right? But I was still, maybe at that time, I know I'm finished with the work, the recording, but I had to get acquainted with my own song. So, and then sometimes you go to a concert and people would say, you don't sing the song like the record ever. Again, I have to listen to it to study.
That's so strange, huh?
Maybe it's not possible. Maybe it's not possible to recreate a spontaneous moment in life. And sometimes we try and we fail miserably because it was given to you in that second. And you can't recapture that as perfectly as it was that time. And if people with the recordings understand, when you go the first time you capture something, the second time it's something else. They're relative, they can't really be the same. Yeah, but they're relative. And you get some good things here, So I'm never able to sing back everything the same way because how you felt that night in the studio, my shoes off, my socks off, I'm barefoot, I'm relaxed, I'm on stage now. You're doing a lot of things before you got to stage. Your energy is a little low.
Yeah.
So you find ways and means to substitute your notes and the musicians understand that part. So I wouldn't say I'm the greatest vocalist. I know my limitations, but I try to do it and execute it the best way I can, the best way I know how. And I thank the ones who think I sound good.
No, you don't sound good. You sound great.
So yeah, I give thanks. I'm humbly now. I give thanks, and I'm still working on it because sometimes I'm fussy with my voice too. I am still, still fussy with it. You know, the intricacies. And then I'm also learning to let it go. Let that phrase go, because it's not for me. It's for the people. I'm not singing for me. So that's the first thing you have to do as a singer, learn to disconnect yourself. Because like with your book, when you start disconnecting your reading, you don't see the errors anymore. That bothers you because the work is complete. You're just fine tuning, but sometimes fine tuning takes away the real organics of the story. So I'm there now where I can relax and say, okay, it's not a perfect note, but the emotions is good, so I leave it right there. One time I would wake up in the morning, 6 o'clock, I hear a wrong note, and I'm back on
Back in the
it.
studio.
Yes, I let it go, and I'm learning how to balance that whole thing.
Okay.
So that's a part of it, because it's not a perfect game. Some things are white noise, and I think in film you say white lights. In music, in sound, it's white noise. It's ghost noise. Sometimes that's a part of the sound. You just don't hear it, but it's there. So, it probably would sound like some kind of ear.
Yeah.
Part of the record. When you put the vinyl on here, that's a part of a needle on the vinyl. That's the sound you're gonna get once you do vinyl. So that's the sound the record used to sound, and we love that sound too. So we can hear CD, we can hear vinyl. We don't want to make vinyls perfect like CD.
Like CD.
Right? So we accept things in their organic state. That's where I'm at right now with the music. So some things just, I try not to do too much mixing anymore neither. Sometimes you mix out the feeling. You record it at a good volume and the right levels, and try to just leave the recording and see where it takes you without mixing it. I try to do that these days. So doing less with the technical part, more with the creative. And don't rely on mixing to save the song. Record it properly. That's the greatest thing about recording. You must record properly. I'm the last of 8 children. I know how to wait. I've always waited. So
I am the last of 8 children. I know how to wait. That's profound, eh?
yeah, man. I wait on my dinner. I wait on 7 to get fed. My mother would never hear me say my time. No, I wait. When it's her birthday or that birthday, they call before me. I leave them and allow them that time. So, and I call in the afternoon when I know everybody call. So I'm calculated about my space and time, and I know how to be humble with it, and don't be jealous of it, because I can grow that way. Understand? So you don't need to. If you do the right thing, everything will come together at the right time in the right place with the right people.
Yeah.
And so I believe that jealousy destroys us, and the black man himself, don't support each other for a long time. He was selling out in brothers in Africa to the white man for slavery. So some there's a tendency that we don't believe in each other until there's a life that it invites you over, the lifestyle. And so I want to be a part of that now. It's happening, but you won't be there. You're not going to be there when it's building. That's one of the problems I think we have as a black nation now. We have to support each other much more, and stop segregating the thing, and stop marginalize the thing and ridiculing it and fighting each other because you're jealous of what the person does. Some people are even jealous of the love you get from some people. My fans giving me love. Some guy on social media is hating me right now.
Yeah.
That's life. So when we can move away from that kind of dead zone, it will be better for us all. We'll all be able to share at the table.
All right.
It's uneven ratio comes from the different calluses, the different crosses and problems that people bring to it. But it was meant to be a good thing. And I'm sticking with that principle. I share, I look out for people. I won't change that if somebody even do me bad. Because my blessing don't come from those who I help. You get me? Yeah. You get me? So I'm comfortable in my skin and doing it this way. And we're hoping that the message will get out on the world and the word will, will spread and the thing will grow. So we hope to build on these things that we're doing in Trinidad. We can come back and share more with more people. That's really it.
So where can our fans find you? Like on social media?
Yes, I am available on most of the platforms. You can find me firstly on the Benjy Myaz official webpage. It's BenjyMyaz.com. BenjyMyazOfficial.com. And from there, all my links are interlinked to the website, my other social media pages. You have a link tree which distributes all the different links. Facebook official, Benjy Myaz official, Instagram official. I'm not on TikTok, and that will come soon with someone running that page. I don't have the time for all of it, but we need to use the vehicles that are provided. So we'll put some up very soon. But I'm on Instagram and Facebook and my YouTube channel and LinkedIn. So once you go to the website, or if you find me on social media, it is linked to the other link, the other sites. Everything is interlinked. BenjyMyaz official.com. It's a webpage.
Okay, and you heard it here first on Up Close and Personal with Moja.
Of course.
Thank you so much for tuning in.
Awesome.
You gotta tune into my girl, Moja. She got the tea, got the juice, got the soda. She got the interviews from all over.